Hey guys, it's Diabetic Girl. Welcome back to my channel. I am very excited to be showing you the other side of the wall in which I vlog on. I'm also very excited to announce that based on recent events, I am filming in a very different way than before, which involves a camera and some lights, which are right next to the camera, which is probably why my hair looks obnoxiously red today. Woohoo! Anyways, I wanted to do a quick little life update for you guys because I mentioned some stuff in a couple of past videos and have kind of left you hanging, to be honest. So decided I would do a quick little update and talk to you guys about what's going on. So in my last video, I talked about leaving a job and working one, and as you guys know, I have been accepted to the Academy of Art University out in San Francisco for TV and film productions. So I have had a lot going on in the past couple of months, and one of the biggest things I've decided to start doing is choosing happiness. And for those of you who are sitting there thinking I'm on drugs, please allow me to explain. I started to choose happiness because I realized that I was in a better mood, my diabetes control was 100 times better. So I'm going to talk to you guys today about life updates and choosing happiness. So to start off, I left Stop and Shop, which as a lot of you guys know, I was there for about a year and a half. And I decided to leave because I was no longer happy there. It was none of my coworkers. I love all of my coworkers. They're all so amazing. But it was time, honestly. And I needed a change of pace. And so for those of you who didn't know, I'm sure most of you did, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, that I work at Michael's Craft Store in the morning, and I found that it was a positive work environment. They were good about my health and making sure I was okay. So for that, I decided it was time for me to leave Stop and Shop and start working at Michael's. I still have nothing against Stop and Shop. They will always be my first job. Everyone starts there, but you've got to find your awakening, if you will. So I left Stop and Shop, and I've been working at Michael's now I've been at Michael's since the beginning of the year, but I've been just at Michael's for a couple of weeks now, and I feel like my life has really just gotten that much better. I'm a lot less stressed out. You know, I have time now to do stuff for me when I'm out of Michael's because I work 5 to 9:30. Some days I work until 1, but then I still have the rest of the day ahead of me. So it's a very exciting prospect, obviously, and I don't think I could be happier, which is so good. So choosing happiness. How do you do it? Oh, I'm sorry. It's simple. Sometimes life is about making sacrifices. And especially with choosing to be happy, you definitely are making a lot of sacrifices. And it can be really hard to do, and I totally understand that. But it's so important to do, you know? Knowing that if I left Stop and Shop, there would obviously be consequences, you know, not being able to be around for my coworkers, and maybe it being slightly awkward when I left, but I knew I had to make that sacrifice in order to be happy. And you know, with being happier, I feel better, which means I'm more on top of my diabetes. For those of you who didn't know, the last time I talked about my A1C, it was an 8.8, so it was still pretty high up there. And when I went to the doctors last month, I was at 8.0, so all this hard work is definitely paying off, and I couldn't be happier. Seriously, could not be happier. And I just find myself very, very fortunate to be able to talk to you guys about my journey. And sorry, I keep playing with my hair because now I can see myself in the viewfinder. For those of you wondering, I film with the Canon Rebel TI3. Very exciting stuff. So I honestly can say that, like, in the last few weeks, my life has totally gone from, like, not so much unhappy, but, like, I feel better about what I'm doing. For those of you who didn't know, I have a blog. It's called myroadtobeingaaproducer.com. You can go ahead and check that out. I'll put a link down below. And in this blog, I talk about my journey with college and becoming a real producer. And one of the most exciting things was that I actually was able to pick up one of my shows again. And the show was called Color by Nino. And I've started filming that for YouTube. So I'll put a link down below to his first video as well. And I do apologize, some of the quality isn't the best because, again, I didn't have any of my studio lighting. But now we're all set. We're all good. So yeah, it's making a lot of sacrifices and knowing that, like, in the heat of the moment, that sacrifice may not feel like it's worth it. over time, you'll start to realize how much it actually is worth and just be so happy. It's about setting attainable goals. For me, when I was, just sort of going about my life, I would set these goals that I could not obtain. They would be next to impossible, but I kept pushing to do it and kept failing and just literally set myself up for failure the entire time. Don't do that to yourself, I wake up in the morning and my set of goals is get my work done in a decent amount of time, get some stuff done for college, get everything set up for a pre-production meeting, whatever it may be. I get things done because I set out to do them, and making impossible goals isn't always helpful because then you're going to set yourself up to fail. But the biggest thing with choosing happiness is looking at a failure as a temporary defeat, never anything more. Let it defeat you for 5 minutes and then get back to where you're going. You'd honestly be surprised how well this works. I didn't think it worked very well, and then I heard someone else say it, so I tried it. And living by that life motto, I have been happier. I don't take my fails as bad as I used to. It's about taking what you failed at doing and then seeing how you can fix it and then starting to improve right then and there. Living by a positive life motto means that you're more likely to be positive, Get rid of the negative assets in your life. I did that months ago, and I can honestly say I was upset about it at first, but now I'm happier, I'm healthier, I'm all the things I need to be. So, negative vibes, you don't want them. You want people, surround yourself with people who have positive vibes. They are the best people for you, I promise. You want to be the best you can be at all times. And sure, we all have off days as people, and that's fine. Accept it and move on. Don't feel like you're stuck in the same scenario constantly. It's just not going to help you at all. And, being happy is about you and starting from you, If you want to make that change, you've got to start with the man in the mirror. I love that song. I'm gonna make a change. Okay, I'm done. But it's so important to just move on and get going with your life and not letting anything hold you back. There is a reason why Studio Sessions' theme song was Foxy Shazam's Unstoppable, because that's the kind of mood you need to be in. Do I listen to that song every single morning? Yes. It is my ringtone for when I wake up. I literally want to start every day feeling like I am unstoppable and that I can do absolutely anything. And so far, this whole method has worked for me. I keep myself positive. I know that there are going to be bad days, and I know there are going to be fantastic days. I just know what to expect, and I obviously love every day I live, and am so thankful for all of my experiences and my journey, which has made me stronger than I ever thought I could. Also, while we're talking about it, can we please just discuss my Minion ornaments that are still on my wall? Guys, I really like the Minions, and Kai's mom made them for me, and I love them. And so, yeah, thank you guys so much for your love and support. Sorry today got kind of ranty, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!